May I
Right.
request you to please? Yeah. Yeah, you can begin.
Yes. So is my screen visible, please?
Ji, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I talked about the key components of outcome-based education. So you have to design, you have to create vision and mission of institute, department, then what are the objectives, program educational objectives, and all these things are to be first understood and then are to be defined in your institution, basically. So vision, what is basically vision means? What do we mean by vision? Normally, this is slightly confusing. Vision and mission, they are taken to be the same, which is not. So what is a vision? Normally we look at where we would look at our student after 5 to 10 years. This is what we have to think, or where we would like to see them. So this is the vision, long term. It should be long term. So therefore it is written that vision is a picture of future you seek to create, described in the present tense, as if it were happening now. This is the typically this is the way you have to follow to create the vision statement of the institution. It shows where we want to go and what we will like, we will be like when we get there. So just now I told you about this vision. So mission. So to get this situation created, or to be there after some time, what actions are to be taken place? This is nothing but a mission. So what are the various actions? What are the typical actions which we have to strictly follow to achieve our vision statement? This is nothing but mission. Normally vision is a single statement, and it has to be written in the present tense as written here. But mission may be 2 to 3 sentences also. Like, all of the aspects in the vision may not be satisfied with the one mission point, and therefore there may be 2 to 3, 3 to 4, but not many statements for fulfilling the vision through set of activities. This is what is the mission. So that's why it is written, mission statement defines what an institution is, why the institution exists, and its reason for being. It defines what we are here to do together. So basically, knowing this, we will go ahead for how to create the vision and mission statement, basically. So the vision and mission statements are to be co-created through a collaborative process. A guideline to build a shared vision is as follows. Normally what we do, what we think, whatever the other institutes have written, we copy it and say that, see, with minimum changes, we say that this is our vision statement. It is not so. Every institution has its own environment. Every institution has its own way of building up the culture in the institution. So having those things in mind, you have to proceed for creating the vision statement, basically. So start with the personal vision. When a shared vision effort starts with the personal vision, institution becomes a tool for people's self-realization rather than a machine they are subjected to. What does it mean? I'm going to give some examples so that you can understand this point. Treat all the stakeholders as equal. Involve every department in the institution. Avoid sampling. if you are having, let us say, 10 departments in the institutions, so it should not look like that this particular vision is meant for these 3 programs only, these 3 departments only. So there should be a common statement for all of the departments. That's why it is written, avoid sampling. Some of them at random you can take and you can write the statement. No, it is not like that. You can't do this. I mean, it should not be done basically. Among the various teams in the institution, encourage independence and diversity. Try to involve the various levels of stakeholders also. Not only stakeholders, but various levels of stakeholders also. Like if I'm talking about the faculty, so only professors are not to be included for creating the vision statement. See, you can take one professor, 2 associate professors, some assistant professors like this. So the whole group should represent or should be there to create the vision statement, and others also. So seek alignment, not agreement. Have people speak only for themselves. Expect and nurture reverence for each other. Consider using an interim vision to build momentum. Focus on dialogue, not just the vision statement. It means you have to interact rigorously, and time to time you have to think of whatever be the changes have been done. Take time to build up the best possible vision as per your institutional norms, institutional environment. So it may take time, it may take some iterations to build up the best vision statement. So it is not always true that in a single sitting your vision statement may be created. It should not be done basically. So there are certain questions. What are those questions? Typically, what are the critical elements in our system? See, I'm talking about creation of vision and mission for the institution. Vision, mission statements for the institution. So you have to ask among yourself, the committee members, these questions, and the answers, from the answers only you can create the appropriate vision and mission statement for your institution. This is what is there. So what are those questions? What are the critical elements in our system? Who are the current stakeholders today, inside and outside? What are the most influential trends in our institution today? What aspects of our institution empower people? What is the strategic plan currently used in our institution? What major losses do we fear? What do we know that we need to know? So all the answers of these questions, all the questions will lead to create the vision and mission statements. But apart from that, there are some more questions. Who are the stakeholders of the institution? What are the most influential trends in our institution? Who is our image in the marketplace? What is our image? What is our image in the marketplace? What is our unique contribution to the world around us? In what ways is our institution a great place to work? What do we know that the future of our institution is secure? What are our values? How do we handle good times and hard times? So when you get to know about the answers of all these questions, probably it will be easy for you to create the vision and mission statements. There are certain examples of vision and missions of various institutes. I have not talked about this. I have not basically written the names of the institution. So simple, the example, first example. Vision statement has been written to produce the most competent scientists, engineers, technologists, entrepreneurs, managers, and researchers through quality education. If I say that this is the very good vision statement, so I will straight away say it is not. It is not. There is some problem here. What is that? I'll get to know afterwards. See, it is simply talking about the quality education through various stakeholders and to produce the most competent scientists, engineers, technologists, and so. So these are the job roles basically. So you are talking of inculcating the students in such a manner that we will impart the quality education for producing the competent scientists, engineers, technologists, and others. But what about the others apart from this, which are badly needed for the society also? Nothing has been written here. Nothing has been touched here. So mission should be at par with the vision. How are you going to meet the vision statement? So this statement is written to achieve academic excellence in science, engineering, technology, management, and research through objective and innovative teaching methods, dedicated and duty conscious faculty, continual and consistent upgradation of facilities, welfare and quality improvement of faculty, and a system of continual process improvement. I agree with that. If the vision statement is written then there are the subparts which fulfill the vision statement. They are appropriate. These semicolons are written, so they are certain activities basically. So we can make use of these to fulfill the vision. But I don't agree with this vision statement as the very good statement. So let me talk about the another one. To be globally recognized as a leader in engineering education, research, and enhance the application of knowledge to benefit the society. Here you will find that if the institution is engineering institution, technical institution, so okay, it is really, it is meeting the various aspects basically. Why? Because you are talking of engineering education, research, and applying this knowledge for transforming this knowledge to the society. So yes, this is very, very important. How really your students will be beneficial to the society. It matters a lot. And therefore, yes, it is good from my point of view. So again, to meet out this vision, what are the activities? They have been listed here. So to provide the highest quality engineering graduates, cutting edge researchers, and innovative technologists by offering a congenial learning atmosphere to students with a target to create the good citizens. So here is somehow the ethical values is coming into the picture. Yes, nowadays it matters a lot. Everybody knows that human values and ethics in teaching, learning also, it matters a lot. So vision, next, third one. So to create professionally competent and socially sensitive software engineers. Now, if it is written socially sensitive software engineers, so it seems that the institution is basically focusing upon the computer science and IT, because the vision statement is focused for the software engineers, focused on the software engineers only. But if it is not, if various departments are also there along with IT and CSE, then probably this vision statement is not correct. So engineers capable of working in multicultural global environment. Even if the institution is running simply MCA course, so it will be valid, no doubt about it. If the MCA course is there in the institution, and it is see, there are certain institutions which are running these kind of courses only, so for them it is not incorrect. But if you are running so many other courses through various departments, so it is not correct. As I said, that all departments are to be basically placed in the vision statement. They are to be accommodated in the vision statement. So to achieve the vision, there are certain mission statements which have been written here. So these are the typical examples which I have written here. They have been written by the various institutions. I think I want to, madam, can I? Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
मैडम, ये ऊपर का बार, ये जो ऊपर का बार है, ये आप थोड़ा हटा सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं मैडम, एक्चुअली वो आप ही हटा पाए, उसको नीचे अगर ले आइए ऐसे ड्रैग करके
थोड़ा और नीचे लेके आती हूँ. ओके ओके,
because we are not able to see your bar.
Okay, no problems. So these are some examples basically of vision and mission statement, and probably now everybody is aware about it. Then second term is program educational objectives, PEO. PEOs, normally we talk about PEOs, very common term used in NBA accreditation. So what is PEOs? So PEOs are broad statements that describe the career and professional accomplishments that the program is preparing graduates to accomplish. So PEO should be measurable, appropriate, realistic, time-bound, and achievable. So your PEOs may change after a period of time, but it should be time-bound, like whenever the shape of the institution changes, so PEOs may change basically. Shape is nothing but the environment, or the collection of the set of departments, you say, which are there in the institution. Many times it happens that one department collapses, so you don't run any course in that department, or you add some of the departments to execute new courses. So accordingly, the PEOs may be changing. So PEOs provide concrete and measurable steps forward achievement of goals. So in general, okay, it is written. Also, they provide the crucial link between program and the needs of the stakeholders in the program, and vision and mission of the department and the institution. So program educational objectives. Significance of PEOs. PEOs are meant to guide program forward, continual improvement. The PEOs would be helpful in careful curriculum design, continual monitoring of students' progress, assessment of outcomes, and evaluation of curriculum by program, primary and major stakeholders. Establishment of the PEOs normally follows the process of identification of stakeholders' needs. I'm giving you some of the examples afterwards. So normally I say that I'm going to focus upon the awareness and appreciation for the faculty and HODs or heads of the institution, because this NBA, whatever points I have written here, they are for them, and there are certain processes which are there in the NBA accreditation process. So I'm going to talk about this, and surely about the outcome-based education. So okay, so first of all, outcome-based accreditation is not a rocket science. It is not a rocket science. Common sense is also very much involved in this particular process. So some familiarity is required with basic systems and tools for accreditation. I'm coming to it. Providing that the familiarity is essential objective today. So with this, let me tell you about the process of accreditation, which is my part actually. But unless and until you don't know about the meaning of accreditation, NBA, the types of accreditation, what model does the NBA follow, so it will not be possible for us to understand the process of accreditation in well manner. And therefore, I could cover those things earlier. So basically, NBA is committed to provide credible system of accreditation. It is transparent and accountable system. If I say it is transparent, that's how the transparency has been maintained. The report discussed in the meeting of EAC in presence of all team chair. What does it mean? Whenever the experts send, the chairman sends the report to the NBA, it has been discussed. The discussion is held basically upon that report by higher level committee in the meetings, in the form of the meetings basically. So meeting of EAC in presence of all team chair. The recommendations of EAC are considered in subcommittee of AAC. These are all, various leveled committees from where the approval has to come as far the accreditation of the programs is considered, as far as the accreditation of the programs are considered. So copy of the report is sent to the institution. This is the beauty of it. Change in the decision communicated to the institution with the reasons. If there are certain changes in the decisions also, so those are also communicated to the institutions, and why these changes are there. So along with the reasons, they are sent to the institutions. And there is 360-degree feedback. What does it mean? Let me tell you. In the accreditation process, basically, institutional authorities are there, like principal or director. He is there to provide each and every document needed during the accreditation process. The other one is the chairman. Third one is the experts related to the various departments. So specific experts are there, right? Now, all these stakeholders who are there in the process of accreditation, their feedback is taken from one to another. Like if I am working as a chairman, so my feedback will be given by the experts. How did I behave? Did I demand anything? So every aspect has been taken as the feedback for me from institution as well as from the experts. Similarly, the chairman will provide the feedback to feedback regarding the institutional authorities and the experts also on various points. Similarly, institution will provide the feedback of chairman and the experts also. So this is the 360-degree feedback. So thus the transparency is maintained basically in the process of accreditation. So institution obtains the manuals of accreditation along with the application form. If the institution has to apply for the accreditation of one or more programs, they have to fill up the application form. And it is there on the NBA's website. So institution obtains the manuals of accreditation along with the application forms. They have to write the NBA basically. So they get the manuals, and as per the manuals, you have to fill up the application form. The institution responds to the two-part questionnaire. Initially, there are two parts of the questionnaire. The institute has to fill up those initial, we say it is PQ, pre-qualifiers. So there are two parts. One is about the institution, another is about the individual program. So it is a prerequisite for the accreditation process. If the bare minimum standards are maintained in the college, and bare minimum rules and regulations have been adhered by the college, then only they will be eligible for further accreditation, it means. NBA's secretariat scrutinizes the application for adequacy of the information, as I said earlier, relevance and eligibility for accreditation. Just now I said about it. So seek suitable dates for visit by the accreditation team. Actually, what happens, NBA asks for the 3 dates as NAC also. So similarly, NBA also asked 3 dates for from the institution. This is what is there, and constitutes the accreditation team. Then NBA looks at the availability of the chairman and the experts and the dates for the visits. So accordingly, the accreditation team will be formed. It will be constituted. Prepares the brief for the members of the team. See, this is all. This team has been formed. It will be formed by the NBA. Then accreditation team visits the institution and makes the recommendations. Team recommendations are presented to the sectorial committee. Then NBA considers the recommendations of sectorial committee. The results are placed in front of EC of AICT for information, and the results are notified and published in the directory of accredited programs of institutions. This is the way basically the process is followed initially. Then composition of National Board of Accreditation. What is the composition? There is a chairman of board, one chairman of the board, representatives from industries, industry R&D establishments, and eminent educationists. They are 7 in number. President of Institution of Engineers, India. So maybe ex officios, one member will be there. One member will be there as the President of Pharmacy Council of India, maybe ex officio. One member will be there from maybe again ex officio from council or for the Council of Architecture, President Council of Architecture. Like this, you will find that one member will be there as chairman, vice chairman, UGC with background of science, technical education. So ex officio may be there. Like this, the committee, the composition of NBA composition is there basically, and they look at the each and every case at different levels basically for the accreditation purpose. Now, who can apply for accreditation by NBA? This is very, very important. Who can apply? So there are some rules. You can, if your institution and programs are approved by AICTE first. If your programs and institution are approved by AICTE first, this is the first rule. Then if at least 2 batches of students have passed out of the program, it is compulsory. Now, which programs come under accreditation by NBA? This is what I told you at the beginning itself, that I am going to talk about this also. Under provisions of AICTE Act of 1987, all diploma, degree, and postgraduate programs coming under the following disciplines are covered under accreditation by NBA. So normally people think that it is only for this, NBA is only for engineering and technology. It is not so. But yes, primarily it is yes. Then management programs also, they have been accredited by NBA. Architecture programs, pharmacy programs, hotel management and catering technology, town and country planning, applied arts and crafts, These are all, the programs which have been or which may be accredited by NBA. Now, importantly, you have to see the application has to be sent, and then, the NBA, it sends you the procedure. So procedure, basically, if you qualify the prerequisite, PQ, pre-qualifier, then NBA sends you the self-assessment report format. If you qualify PQs, then only you will be sent SAR to be filled up by NBA. So what is there in SAR, self-assessment report? So these are basically the contents. See, this part is, the recent one. So there are 10 criteria along with part A, part B. When we say part A, so it is institutional specific, but part B is department specific. So basically, these two are the typical, the information is gathered in part A and part B as per this norm. So part B contains basically vision, mission, and program educational objectives. So many detailed sections are there within this. Program, curriculum, and teaching learning processes. Third one is course outcomes and program outcomes. Fourth is students' performance. Fifth is faculty information and contribution. Sixth is facilities and technical support. And seventh is continuous improvement. These are department level criteria basically. And within these criteria, you will find so many sections. And it is, really it is huge information which is needed to fill up. And gradually, see, all the 3 years, at least 3, it is the data of 3 years has to be filled up. So how really you are improving gradually in all of these criteria. This has been seen basically. Minutely, it has been checked by the experts when the expert team visits the institution. Then institute level criteria. So here, this is the part which has been taken care by chairman of the committee, chairman of the visiting committee. So here the first year academics, full first year academics has been taken care, or it has been explored. It has been assessed by chairman. Then student support systems. So what are the various the committees which are there to support the students, like anti-ragging committee, women redressal cell, then your exam committee. See, there are n number of committees which have been formed for the student support basically, or faculty support. So what are the various committees, how they are working, how many problems have been taken care. So each and everything has been seen into detail, basically detailed manner. Then last one is the governance, institutional support, and financial resources. So they are, taken care by the chairman of the committee. And this part C, declaration by the institution. So institution has to declare certain things, whether the committee could see each and every document or not, they have given the full time or not, or see, so many other questions are there in the declaration of the institution, along with the feedback also. So annexures are to be attached for every reason. So this is basically the contents of, this is there in the contents of SAR. Now, depending upon the information which you write in your SAR, this SAR of each and every department has, it is sent basically to the respective experts. They go through the SAR in detail, and they verify the information which is written in the SAR when they visit the institution. So documentary proof, you should have each and every documentary proof related to the contents of SAR. So basically this is the thing which we, okay. So general policy on accreditation. So the guiding principles for accreditation programs. Program and not educational institution are considered for accreditation. This is what is clear, everybody. So programs have been considered for the accreditation by NBA. Programs from which at least 2 batches of the students have graduated are only considered for the accreditation. This is the general policy which has been followed. Already this has been covered by me. But outcomes of teaching. As this outcome-based education focuses upon the learner-centric. It is totally learner-centric. So our teaching matters a lot. So as teachers, we implicitly know why we are teaching, with what objectives. Normally, it has been a practice now in every institution. If not, then we have to take care of this. That is, whenever we teach any course, so why it is there in your syllabus? What are the various objectives to teach this particular subject or course? See, we have, I mean, as a teacher, we have to be very clear, and we should talk about this. I mean, we should talk about this, why, the answer of why we are teaching this subject to the students with too much clarity. Students must understand. And for this reason, you will find whenever you create the course files. So I am going to talk about these course files in my next lecture. So you typically include certain parameters. And these parameters, they include all these answers. Why we are teaching this? What will be the outcomes of this subject when you complete when you complete the syllabus of particular subject? So I mean, what knowledge has to be gained by you? What amount of knowledge has to be gained by you? Then how your knowledge will be implemented to create in terms of products or the societal benefits or so. So what projects have been taken out of this particular subject? So all these things matters a lot, which you will find in course file basically. So broadly, we teach with a view to create understanding and insights. In real life, the insight must lead to empowerment through knowledge, skills, attitude, and behavior as the outcomes. Implicitly, we know this, but rarely stop to check whether that is really happening or not. It is very much true. So basically, outcome-based education, essentially teaching with this awareness and associated efforts. As the teachers, we must understand that, understand these points basically. So outcomes of learning, what the students need to learn. See, we must aware of all these things when we teach one course. So what the students need to learn, what the students should demonstrate to professional words. Accordingly, designing both curricula and delivery mechanisms, teaching strategies to build the required skills and competence. So normally we don't look at this point. So ultimately, we have to think of all these points now. So outcome-based program, this accreditation, let us try to know about the graduate attributes. As I said that there are certain standard parameters. So what are those parameters? What are those parameters? So graduate attributes which form the students' learning outcomes are engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design and development of solutions, investigation, modern tool usage, engineering and society, environment and sustainability, ethics, individual and teamwork, communications, project management and finance, and lifelong learning. So NB covers all these graduate attributes. So basically this system is based on types of institution. Now institutions has been categorized into two categories. One is tier 1, another is tier 2. So basically tier 1 systems are the national importance systems and autonomous institutions. Institutions of national importance like IITs, NIITs, and NITs, triple ITs, all these are, or even the autonomy, the institutions who have been given the autonomy by the regulating authorities, they fall into the tier 1 category, whereas the other institutions, they fall into the tier 2, and therefore it is written tier 2 for non-autonomous institutions, that is those colleges and technical institutions which are affiliated to the universities. So they fall into the tier 2 institutions. For both, same set of criteria have been prescribed for accreditation, but the weightages are different for different criteria. Look at it. I have given one example here. There are 10 criteria as specified earlier. For tier 1 institutions, the weightages, the difference is there in criteria 2. Tier 1 it is 100, whereas tier 2 it is 120. Third one, look at the major difference. Third one, core course outcomes and program outcomes. For tier 1 institution, it is 175. The weightage, marks for this particular criterion is 175. Whereas for the tier institution, it is 120. Because everybody knows that they are bounded by the university rules and regulation and its syllabus also. So like this, you will find the difference in weightages in tier 1 and tier 2, but otherwise total marks will be 1000 only for UG programs and typically for the engineering programs. I have given one example here for the engineering programs. If you look at the PG programs, engineering programs, there are 500 marks and there are only 6 criteria, and the marks allocated for those criteria are like this. So award of accreditation, it is different for tier 1 and tier 2 programs. So for UG and PG programs, again, the accreditation may be given for 6 years, but you should fulfill certain criteria for that again. So there should not be any deficiency or weakness in any criteria, and at least 7 criteria must be fully compliant with only concerns in the remaining criteria. So this is there. Number of available PhD in the department should be greater than or equal to 30% of the required number of faculty, averaged over 2 academic years. That is CAY, current academic year, and current academic year -1, previous one. These are the rules basically. So along with this, there are 2 more things. One is related to the admissions. You should have good admissions basically. Good means what? It is written here. So again, there is one rule for the faculty student ratio also. FSR. Faculty student ratio in the department should be less than or equal to 1:15, averaged over 3 academic years. CAY, CAY M1 and CAY M2. So there are certain rules and regulations which are to be followed like this. So this is for tier 1 institutions. Tier 1 institutions. So ultimately, the higher authorities, they look at the deficiencies, concerns, weaknesses, and compliances. And accordingly, they try to report whether accredited or not accredited, apart from the visit, basically. Then there are certain, there is a flexibility, some flexibility for 2 years. 3 years, 3 years. So these are the typical rules. And everything is listed on the website of NBA. So I need not read out all these things. But yes, you must know about these rules. This is what I would like to say. So for 3 years, these are the rules. No accreditation for the program. If the program fails to meet criteria for the award of accreditation for 3 years, the program will not be considered for accreditation. So only 3 years, 6 years, or no accreditation. These 3 results are there. So this is for tier 1 institution. Now, award of accreditation for tier 2. It is quite mild as compared to tier 1 institution accreditation criteria. So program should score a minimum of 750 points in aggregate out of 1000, with minimum score of 60% in mandatory fields. That is criteria 4 to 6. Everywhere you should have minimum 60%. See, we are talking about tier 2 institution. To have full accreditation for 6 years, you must have minimum 750 and 60% in criteria 4 to 6. Along with the number of PhD in the department should be greater than or equal to 30% of the required number of faculty. Averaged out over 2 academic years, that is CAY -1. So like this, there are some more conditions. At least 2 professors or 1 professor and 1 associate professor on regular basis with PhD degree should be available in respective department for 2 academic years. That is CAY and CAY -1. HOD of the program under consideration possesses PhD degree in the current, it is merged basically in current academic year. For 3 years, again, the marks are quite lower as compared to 750. So 600 points with at least 40% marks in criteria 5. Then admissions. This is the admission criteria. Then faculty criteria for 3 years is this. Then there should be the faculty ratio, faculty student ratio as 1:25. Then number of PhD available in the department. This is the rule. See, everything is there. Otherwise, failing which, no accreditation will be given to the program. So in general, I would like to state that where is that? Guidelines. Okay. Yes, it is very important. Guidelines for the faculty. It is must, it is must to understand the faculty to be counted as a regular faculty. Everywhere, even in the government institutions or the state university like us, we are falling short of regular faculty. And we are not allowed to recruit basically the faculty this time. And therefore, these rules have been, and it is all over India. And therefore, these rules have been formed separately for this reason. So the faculty to be counted as a regular faculty in the respective year, if the faculty has joined before or on 31st August of the same year and continued till 30th April of the subsequent year. Similarly, there is a concept of contractual faculty nowadays. So the contractual faculty is also considered in the faculty nowadays. But again, there is a restriction that that faculty must have taught for the full year, 2 semesters consecutively. This is what, so you can consider that contractual faculty in the faculty also. So like this, there are some.
Madam, you are speaking.
Yeah. बस हो गया madam, बस ये see everything is
मुझे लग रहा
there
है कि आपको
on the
दिक्कत
website.
हो रही है खास.
तो कोई बात नहीं madam, बस everything is there on the website, so they can go through it. And at last, I would like to talk about this, which is very, very important. Student faculty ratio. It has been changed again based upon the regular and contractual faculty. So UG engineering programs, tier 1 and tier 2. So 25:1 for the accreditation of 3 years and 15:1 for the accreditation of 6 years. PG programs, it is 20:1. Diploma engineering programs, it is 30:1. PG management programs, it is 25:1 for 3 years and 15:1 for 6 years. And UG pharmacy, it is 20:1 for 3 years and 15:1 for 6 years. So basically, these are the typical SFR measures, and this is the requirement by NBA. So thanks a lot to listen me patiently, and if there are any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a long and patient way of explaining each and every parameters with respect to which NBA team judges and evaluates different institution. Participants, if you have any questions, please raise your hands. And it seems, madam, you are having some kind of coughing, and
yes,
coughing these days, is the most dangerous thing.
Yeah, but I'm safe.
Okay, you're safe.
Yeah.
That's correct. Very nice to know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, ma'am, because you have been in NBA and other teams and as chairman also.
Yeah.
So what is it like, on which parameters generally most of the institution fall behind? Number one. And number two, have you come across some institutions where you would actually want to give them, and you could not give them because of their some innovative best practices or something, but you were having constraint because of these quantitative parameters?
Yes. Yeah, it has happened with me. Let me tell you. First of all, normally outcome-based education, criteria-based things, they are not taken so seriously, because earlier it was so, but nowadays faculty have been given the trainings, so the expectation is more. So but still these three, first, second,